Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this pick a card reading. Messages from Spirit, whatever you need to hear right now. So we are moving through some really powerful times. That's kind of been the theme, as you all know. But there's been a lot of portals through June, and as we move into July, we've just moved through the new moon in Cancer, which actually felt very sweet and soothing. Even though we're still birthing through these portals, I personally felt a lot of support from moving through that new moon in Cancer recently. So whenever this reading is timeless, so whenever you are landing on this reading, if it resonates with you, then it's for you. The intention for this reading, this pick a card reading today, is messages from Spirit, whatever you need to hear right now. And these cards have been really fully charged. I've been waiting to do this reading for a while. These cards have literally been sitting out under the moonlight, under all the portals, under all the celestial activity that's been happening and all the sun codes. These cards have been sitting out just waiting and waiting. And I kept asking, should I put them away? And the answer was no, they're just gathering energy. So I feel like this reading is kind of a culmination of going to speak to everything we've been moving through for the past month and a half and what we're going to continue to move through for the next month and a half or so as we move through Sirius returning into the sky and moving into the Lion's Gate that we're coming into. Very powerful time of year. A lot of codes coming through, a lot of opportunity for growth, a lot of opportunity to see things clearly. So it's my intention that this reading will help us in this path. So thank you for being here, and if you're new, thank you and welcome. And if you're returning, thank you for returning. And I really appreciate all of you, and I feel you, and I really hope that this will assist you in some way. So this is a collective reading, so it won't all resonate, but what does resonate, it's for you, and just leave what doesn't. So you've had some time to look at these piles, and I'm sure you're probably more drawn to one or two. So this pile here has the lapis lazuli heart. Oops. You can see that. And this pile here has the selenite heart. And this pile I've had this crystal a very long time. It was one of my first Lemurian quartz. So this is a Lemurian. So we have three piles here. Whichever one you're drawn to the most is for you. I'll put the timestamps down below in the description box so you can jump straight to your pile. If you are drawn to two different piles, then there's probably messages in both of those readings for you. So feel free to watch two, and just watch the one you're drawn to first, or just pick one. And really, if you're drawn to all three, you can watch all three. It's not, but this is just kind of a fun way to do it, and Spirit guided me to do these pick a card reading today. So I'm really excited about this, and there's part of me that's hoping it's not a 2-hour video, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to jump in here and start with group number one here, pile number one. So if you're drawn to this pile, we're going to start with you. Okay, pile one, welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the lapis lazuli heart. So beautiful. This is very throat chakra opening, this stone. And the fact that it's a heart is also, I feel, significant, that it is opening the heart and the ability to speak the truth of the heart through the throat chakra, or express it, because the throat chakra is not just about speaking, it's about expressing. So I feel like if you're drawn to this pile, this stone has a message for you of speaking the truth of your heart, really working on your voice and your expression, your heart's expression in this world. And that maybe you're already doing this, but this is encouragement to do it more. And this stone also reminds me of Egypt and the Egyptian pantheon. and Isis in particular, the goddess Isis. So maybe you have a connection there as well. There's often streaks of gold that run through lapis lazuli, and I can definitely see that in here. I don't know if you can. And so the gold reminds me of also the crown chakra and the opening to spirit and this regality, this holding this sense of poise and integrity. So these are all messages for you through this stone to start. So we're going to put it up here. So beautiful. A friend of mine who passed away several years ago gave this to me. And so it's a special one for me. All right, and this deck, you're drawn to this deck. This is the Shaman's Dream deck. I know there's a little glare. The Shaman's Dream Oracle by Alberto Villalodos and Collette Baron-Reid. I love this deck. It's pretty magical and deep. So if you're drawn to this deck, maybe you have some really strong earth energy. Maybe you're drawn to the shamanic path, whether it's a medicine path or just the path of shamanism, mysticism. But somehow you have this like mystical earth energy. Maybe you have a connection with ancient earth as well, Mayan times, Lemurian times, Atlantean times. But if you are drawn to this deck, I'm guessing that you have some sort of earthy, shamanic, elemental type of energy in you, or you're on that kind of path. So let's get started and see. I'm just going to shuffle once, because like I said, these cards have been gathering all kinds of energy, and so we're going to see what wants to speak to you today. The Crossing. Feast of Plenty. Vanishing Mirror, which is ego sublimation. In the Hand, the universe is your partner. Joyful Muse. Unmarked Trail. I'm just going to get them all out and then we'll go into more of an interpretation. Anything else want to come out and speak in this reading? Well, messages from Spirit for this time period. Messages that you need, that pile number one needs to hear. Fool's Embrace. I actually really love that card. The energy in it. And Jeweled Web. Okay. Covenant, Sacred Contract, interesting. What do we have on the bottom of the deck? Will of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Okay, I know you can't see all of these perfectly, but I will do my best. Let's see. There we go, that might be a little better. Okay. Okay, these cards are really amazing, really magical. There's a very strong and clear message laid out here for you in this beautiful symbolism. So I'm not going to take the time, of course, to read all of the meanings to you, nor is that, and that's also not necessary. But I am going to read this first one because this is really what you've been going through. The crossing, an initiation. This is big. So if you are, resonating with this pile, you are going through a major initiation. Do you see the bridge and then the light, the portal there at the end? A beautiful initiation, an initiation that is going to bring you into more light, into more of your higher purpose. So I just want to read, and it's number 54, which is a 9, which is telling me that, and with this being sort of in the past in a way, even though it's kind of describing your situation as well, this tells me that you are actually moving through the worst of this, or no, you're not the worst, that's the wrong way to put it. The hardest part of this journey is kind of coming to an end, or you're moving through it. So let me read this to you. It's called a rite of passage or initiation. You have come to stand on one side of a river. The opposite bank leads into the darkness of the eternal cave, where the old dies and then is born again. This is a place where time is forgotten, and the seasons cease their dance and stand still, as if in a temporary repose. You must cross the river now, honoring and respecting this transition, for it's time to say goodbye to your old ways of navigating your world. Don't be afraid. You've come to the edge of the river because you're ready. You're ready to let go of what doesn't serve you and all the ways in which you've kept yourself from truly living. Intimacy requires vulnerability and truth. Can you strip away the masks and the barriers of the false strength to discover what you're really made of? Step into the boat waiting for you. Let it carry you into the cave, where the shadows are waiting to be illuminated so you can be born again into the world without denial or artifice. Making the crossing is a beautiful, powerful act of the highest love. So we have been moving through some really intense energies astrologically, and like I said, if you were drawn to this deck, you are on a bit of a shamanic path. See, that was a little Freudian slip. Death and rebirth, the shamanic death, the shamanic rebirth. So this is the crossing, and that's a really big transition of you stepping into becoming more of your authentic self. And this Feast of Plenty card represents that you have a lot of options right now, and Spirit's guiding you. I hope you can see that okay. Spirit is guiding you to, it says choices and their consequences. So you have a lot of choices, and Spirit is guiding you to not make choices that that you've made before. Don't go down the same roads that you've made before that didn't serve you. So if something doesn't feel right, or it feels like the same old thing, don't make that choice. But this card kind of tells me that you have a lot of directions and choices around you, and you're not really quite sure which one to take. You're afraid of making a mistake. And really, this card is also saying you can't make a mistake, because these are all just experiences that will teach you. Experiences you can learn from that will give you what you need to continue on your path to this authentic life that you're creating, this blissful, happy life that you are co-creating with the divine. So this is telling you, step outside of your comfort zone a little. Don't make choices you've made before, but don't worry about making the wrong choice if you're having a really hard time deciding. I love that there's a little bee on there too. It feels like you can feel into what choices feel the most abundant to you. One of the ways I do it is if I kind of sense into the decision, and I kind of feel the energy of it. Does it feel light, or does it feel heavy? What does it feel like? And if if it feels light, then I am kind of encouraged to go in that direction. And if even just the thought of it or the vision of it feels heavy, I'm not as likely to go in that direction. So really, this is about, you've got a lot of choices, and just know that, don't overanalyze it, because really you're just supposed to be living it. But also Spirit's warning you, don't make choices that you've made before. The Vanishing Mirror Ego Sublimation card is also telling you reminding you that this is a co-created path. This is a path where you surrender everything that you expect and you think you know. Of course, you have dreams and desires and visions, and you put them out there. But you really have to, in order for that magic to manifest in your life, Spirit's really asking you to let go. So it's really interesting. This whole reading has a very shamanic theme to it. So, it's asking you to let go of your ego's desires, your ego's expectations, just kind of trusting that things might work out better than you expected if you kind of let things just kind of take their course. Of course, trying to direct things a little bit, but also getting out of the way when it feels like you're really attached to something and that might be limiting you. And so trusting that you are in the hand of the divine, and that the universe is your partner, that you are co-creating. So this card coming right next to the Vanishing Mirror card is really asking you to be honest with yourself when you are trying to micromanage the universe and control the way things work out. So really, letting go of that aspect of things and really staying in your heart and really manifesting from your heart rather than from, and definitely this card also talks about, what other people expect from you, other people's demands and society's demands, and it has to look this way and you have to do it this way. And so that's all ego as well, even though it's collective ego. So it's really about integrating this aspect of self and bringing it into the hand of the divine, bringing it into something higher so that you can make choices from a higher place. And then this card, I love this card, 33, the Joyful Muse. And 33 is such a magical number. It is such a creative, it's a master number, and it's full of creative energy and the ability to manifest your dreams. And so Spirit's giving you another hint here that just how that cat makes you feel looking at this, just playful and silly and childlike, that energy needs to come into this journey, that you need to focus on. It would be helpful, I shouldn't say you need to, it would be helpful for you to focus on playful energy, joyful energy, just getting back to things that are simple and fun and goofy, things that are lighter, things that just make you smile, and kind of that innocent mind too. So that will help with the ego sublimation as well, of like this innocence, this sense of innocence of like the beginner's mind, even if you are a master at what you do, and just going back into that beginner's mind space and getting out of your comfort zone and being playful. This energy is really going to propel you forward and really going to lighten this whole initiation and this entire path that you are birthing into. The unmarked trail. So you are journeying into the unknown. This, I'm imagining for a lot of you, maybe not all of you, but a lot of you are feeling a lot of anxiety around this, of this is the unknown. I can't predict what's next. I don't know what's next. But just know that Spirit has your back and that you don't have to see it. Sometimes it's better not to. And that this is part of the initiation. This is part of the journey of like really surrendering to the co-creation of the divine. Can I trust? Can I walk my talk? I talk a good spiritual game and I read all the right things and I do all the right things. But when it comes down to, can I really trust that the universe actually is benevolent, that I really am light, I really am love, that I really do deserve to be guided and protected by the higher power and the force that on some level I also am and embody. So that's what these times are about, these ascension times. This is a powerful path. Those of you who are watching are on a powerful path. So trust this. Trust that Spirit has your back, because it does. The universe is benign. It's loving. It's your thoughts that align what happens to a certain degree, of course, right? So surrender. There are good things coming. You're going through the initiation. You've done so much work. Keep the ego under control. Keep surrendering to the divine. Lighten up, be playful, and trust that your path is going to be lit as needed to be. That you don't, I think, this is for a lot of you. I'm hearing that there's been a lot of control and desire for control, of course, which is natural human feeling of wanting to feel safe. So letting go of that and really trusting that you're on the right path and that Spirit's got you and that you don't have to know everything. It's okay. You just have to be in the moment and trust and surrender and be playful. And also there's a big piece in here about transmuting pain, the Fool's Embrace. I actually really love this card. I feel like it's, sorry, there's a glare again, about alchemizing pain. So it's about stop running from the pain, the guilt, the uncomfortable feelings, a path that is outside of the comfort zone. Stop running from those things. Feel them, stop and feel them. They're not going to kill you. And I know that's what our ego will tell us. So again, this is right under ego sublimation. So, our ego will tell us that the pain is bad and that it's not okay, and that we should go in the opposite direction of things that make us uncomfortable. And this reading, is telling you, no, actually, this whole reading is saying you need to go in the direction of things that do make you uncomfortable. Not things that are bad or feel wrong, but things that feel right but are scary, that are outside of your comfort zone. So you have to transmute this pain. When you embrace this pain, a surprising thing happens, and the heart, the soul alchemizes this pain. It brings it into love when you accept it, when you can feel it, when you can breathe through it, when you can let it move through the power of your being and through the flame inside of you, and allow it to alchemize and become information, become valuable information about what is healing or what has healed, what you need to do next, what you're letting go of, this is a very, very important process that humans are really drawn to skip, because it's not easy. So, but it is, after you get used to doing it, it's really freeing. And once you realize that there isn't anything to fear, and you get in the habit of allowing your pain to come in and to alchemize, it's really freeing, and it really does integrate the ego, and it really does free you to more trust and more surrender. And so this jeweled web card, it says connectivity underneath it. So it has one meaning in the book, but also when I look at it, it just reminds me, I feel like it's reminding you that you are connected to a star family and to a group of souls on the planet that are light, and that even when you don't feel supported, you are connected to all kinds of loving family around you, and you can tap into that at any time. But also this card is saying that there's a lot of possibilities. So going back to this card of Feast of Plenty, similar message here, but a little more detail, in the sense of like, there are a lot of possibilities around you, and the path that is for your higher self, like they're all, let's say that they, like all these little lights are possible paths. They're all possibilities. So the one that is for your highest good, that your higher self is wanting, will shine the brightest. It will be the brightest light that will call you. You don't have to know what it is. You don't even have to be able to describe it, name it, or visualize it. But you'll know it by the fact that it shines the brightest. So sometimes too, when I have several decisions ahead of me that I don't really know which one to pick, in meditation, when I'm in a meditative state, I will kind of imagine all of those possibilities in my mind's eye, and I'll watch the energy of them, and I'll ask, which one is the most aligned, and whichever one is shining the brightest and feeling the most aligned is the one I will pick, even if it makes me uncomfortable, even if it, my ego doesn't really love the idea of it. If it's something that my heart and soul feels called to, and it lights up and it lights me up, that's the path. That's the one to choose, and you can't go wrong. It's just an experience, okay? As long as you're not doing the same thing you've done before, it's a good thing. It's taking you in the direction you want to go, as long as you're listening to your heart and trusting. And then, interestingly, this card wanted to come out, the covenant, sacred contract. So this is this is a huge deal, this initiation, and then with the last card being sacred contract, this is a very sacred path, and you need to, you are in the process of committing to making a sacred contract with or covenant with the divine right now, which is like a sacred commitment, like, okay, Spirit, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be on this path to serve in this way, or whatever it is. Or this is also could be about breaking a contract that was karmic, or, something that it's time to let go of. Like if you had a contract of, poverty or something like that from other lifetimes, time to let it go, time to break it. So this is a powerful card to come as the last card that flew out of the deck. So you're either making or breaking sacred contracts and covenants, and that's powerful, and it makes sense as part of the initiation process. So, and you could be doing both. So know that, and really know that when you do make a covenant with the universe, it's a contract, and it's powerful. So know that there is some conscious effort that has to go into making it and some conscious effort that has to go into breaking it. So do whatever rituals work for you, whatever feels good for you. And Spirit's calling your attention to that too, that would be highly valuable process for you on this journey as you move through these decisions, these choices, and choose these paths and start to embark on this. Yeah, and so this card, treasures are hidden in the shadows. So there's magic all around you, and there's magic in your pain. There's messages in your joy, your joyful, playful. So really, I feel like, the essence is, just surrender deep into your vulnerability of experience, of life, of trust, of the magical. Spend time in nature, spend time being playful, in that playful energy, and Spirit is with you and guiding you. I'm really excited for you. This is a really powerful path, really divine. I wanted to, and I really don't even think there's anything else to say, because this is just like so clear and so profound, but yet I'm still getting called to pull from the Moonology deck. So let's just pull a card or two from there and see what Spirit has to say to finalize your reading, Group 1, Pile 1. Messages from Spirit that you need to hear right now for your highest good for Pile 1. Anything from this deck? The final message from the Moonology deck. Ooh, there we go. Right on the covenant. Ooh. And this one fell in my lap. Okay. So right over covenant, let's see what we got here. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. So again, a message of balancing the heart and the mind through this experience. It's a full moon in Pisces. So really honoring your emotions, really valuing what they can show you. You can use your conscious mind to help you transmute these things. You have to surrender first, but then they kind of bubble back up. So really balancing the spiritual and the practical in your life, and then have faith in your dreams. Spirit is with you. All of this you are moving through, and it's all beautiful, powerful, sacred, and divine. I'm very excited for you and excited for what you're going to create in the world, because whoever you are watching this, Pile 1, Group 1, collectively, you're doing something really great for the new earth. I can feel it in here. You're on your initiatory path. Please let yourself move through this. The world needs you. These contracts that you're making and breaking, we need you. So balance your life, have faith in your dreams, and I'm sending you so much love. Oh, and bottom of the deck, I wanted to point out, is full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. And that seems relevant with balanced spirituality and practicality. So all of this going on is very intense and esoteric, and there's a lot of decisions that are being made on an inner level. But once those decisions are made, make a practical plan, get grounded, make that covenant with Spirit, and then start to move forward in the physical and take action, even if it's uncomfortable. Okay, that is the final message for you, Group 1. Thank you so much for everything, for being here, for being a part of this community, and for listening and for subscribing. Love and blessings to you. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the selenite heart. So the selenite heart, of course, because it's heart-shaped, is about heart healing. Selenite is an angelic stone. I consider it to be of the angelic frequencies. One of the beautiful things about selenite is it's very clearing. It doesn't ever really, because it is salt-based, it's a salt-based crystal, it doesn't ever really collect negative energy. You can charge it and, of course, encode it with things, but overall it really won't hold negativity because of being so salt-based. Actually, you can't even put it in water. It will dissolve over time. So anyway, if you were drawn to this, I think maybe you're in the drawn to the angelic frequencies. This is a great stone for transmuting anything negative, including pain, misalignment in the spine, muscle tension. So maybe you've got some of that going on if you're drawn to this. So this is a beautiful, selenite's one of my favorite crystals. So there's a very strong angelic frequency here if you're drawn to this deck. So you probably resonate with that. And we're going to put it right up here. And this, you were drawn to the Beyond Lemuria deck by Izzy Ivy. So I'm guessing that you are very starseed, you know, have a very strong starseed quality, and that you are drawn to Lemuria or the ocean or Atlantis. And that is a resonance for you if you were drawn to this deck. Water, overflow. Lots of abundance coming in. Surrender. Similar themes to pile one, not surprising. We're all in this together right now. What other messages want to come through for this group? Solar plexus chakra. Unique gifts. I love this card. Fire. Solaris Sublime. Okay, that one might put here for a minute. All right, let's get into this. Not sure where that's going yet. I want to get into this reading first. There's a lot of abundance coming in for you right now. Maybe in the form of actual money, maybe in the form of opportunities, friendships, love. I think it's all of the above, that there are a lot of things coming in for you right now. And if you're not seeing that yet, it's coming. And this can also be a little bit overwhelming at times if you are not feeling grounded, if you're not feeling that you're really in your body and really able to hold this energy. Because as you can see, she's got kind of like Shiva, many hands here holding all of this coming in. So it's a lot to hold, but it is like dreams coming true. It is abundance manifesting in your life. And so I'm feeling, as in the cards we've pulled so far, a lot of manifestation happening. A lot of things that you have been asking for a long time starting to come to fruition, and you're starting to feel this abundance building, or you're seeing it happen. And as you're on this path, the guidance here is to still remember to surrender. Okay, this is a huge message that's been coming through over and over again in many readings, private readings, as well as the collective readings here. So really, I love this picture. So beautiful. Her paintings are amazing. This is just really surrendering to the divine spirit within you, to your higher self, to a power that knows greater than you. And I know the ego kind of sometimes for some people wrestles with the idea of surrender. Just even the word, some people don't like the word. But for me, like, because I didn't realize, a lot of times people think of surrender in the form of sports, of like, now you've lost, surrender, you've failed. That is not at all how I think of surrender. And the divine is really asking you to start looking at it differently if that's how you currently see it. So surrendering is about... When I think of surrender, I actually feel relief because, if you think of when you were little and you had that sense, maybe, hopefully, you had that sense with a parent or some adult in your life that felt safe, and you felt like you could trust them and they were out for your highest good, and you could just surrender into their arms or into their decisions and trust that they were going to do what was best for you. And so this is what the universe is asking you to do. As all this abundance is coming in and all these opportunities are coming in for you, is to really trust and surrender into the arms of the divine so that you can co-create this path with higher self. so that this is the path of alignment that you are looking for. You're on your way, so just remember to stay in that state of surrender. It's really blissful. Don't think of it as being defeated. Think of it as this just, you know, an ecstatic free fall where you know you're going to be caught by the most loving, beautiful hands. So the next card, Solar Plexus Chakra. I love this. It's also very beautiful. This is talking about coming into your personal power and really creating your dreams in manifested form in this reality. There's a couple of messages here of manifestation. So you have all this overflow coming in, and the Spirit really wants you to surrender this process to the divine, but also be in your personal power, be in your independence, be in your strength, and really create like in the physical. I mean, you can surrender like what the outcome's going to look like, and you're kind of like praying maybe, or you're setting your intention every day of like, okay, I'm going to do this work, and I'm also going to trust that how it works out is going to be a co-creation of Spirit and my own vision, my own work. So this is about really making your dreams happen, not just sitting back and dreaming about them anymore. I think there's been a lot of time in the past year or so where we have been doing a lot of sitting back and dreaming. But this is telling you to really be independent, really be in your personal power, really stand in your strength, and really make these things happen in the physical world. Because you have unique gifts to share. You have... You are a unique starseed with very creative gifts, and you have gifts and encoding that no one else on the planet has. You have to remember that. We're all one, but we're also very unique. And so maybe there are some things about your personality that you find quirky, or maybe you're scared of the parts of you that you really, where you feel your unique gifts are, that you're like too embarrassed to share that with the world. And this is Spirit really telling you, no, stand in your personal power here. You know, no, get into your strength, your will, know how to bring your will forward and express these unique gifts, because you'll find the things that maybe you find to be the most quirky or odd about you are your superpowers, are your biggest strengths, are exactly what the world needs from you. So don't be afraid of your unique gifts. Really step into your power and bring these forward, because I'm really feeling like, as I was feeling with the first pile's reading of like, I just really want to encourage you, because honestly, we need you. The whole planet needs your gifts, your uniqueness, your light. We need people stepping out into their power and bringing these unique, beautiful, high-frequency gifts to the planet, things that can really transmute and change where we're at and where we're going, because that is what is destined, and that is why we came. So do not fear or be ashamed of your unique gifts. It's time to step outside of your comfort zone and really start taking action in the world and sharing these gifts. I mean, look at the light language in this. I just love this card. It's one of the most alien-looking cards in the whole deck, and it is so beautiful. So that's what I mean. It's like your gifts are there, even if you feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't share them, or maybe I'm ashamed. And please don't be. Please share them. And so this fire card came out, and I feel like it's related to the solar plexus, the element of fire. And this was also in the reading for pile number 1, so maybe there's something in that reading for you as well, because I feel like there is a huge theme going on here of alchemization and transmuting pain and transmuting duality. So when I think of this, like, see the 2 dragons? I mean, they're so amazing. And so it's like the dark and the light, they're coming together, and as they come together, they meld into oneness. And they create, with the force, this represents the Kundalini energy, the phoenix rising. So this is about coming out of, coming out of illusion, coming out of pain, coming out of darkness, and transmuting all of it into light and into power. And I really feel like that this card is really supporting this solar plexus chakra here. So Spirit's really asking you to come into your power and to transmute and alchemize these things within you that do not serve the light, that are not from your wisdom, that are not from your highest good. When I see these eyes, I always think of divine wisdom. And so, coming together, bringing this duality together within you, integrating the parts of you. How you do this is through radical acceptance, just complete love and radical acceptance for everything about you, all your unique gifts that you might feel are weird or strange. So that's a huge message here. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Manifesta. And these colors in and of themselves are so fiery, right? So there's Spirit saying manifest. You can manifest. And so, you know, these two cards are really saying that too, around the unique gifts and surrender. And that there's an overflow here. You have an abundance of opportunity. You have an abundance of unique gifts. You have an abundance of personal power. And an abundance in the ability to manifest things in your life. So really that's why this surrender piece is so important too, is because with that much power to manifest, you know, you really have to bring this duality into balance, because you don't want to manifest things that don't serve your highest good. So, and then I pulled, on the top of the deck is Earth Star Chakra. And so that is telling, and that is the key word for that is initiation. And I mean, even looking at that, you can tell it is a very initiation kind of card. And initiation came up in the reading for pile 1. So again, there might be messages in the first reading for you as well. You might want to watch that one as well. But you are in the midst of a very divine initiation. And so surrender to this process, because you can't lose. You can't lose. Yeah, shine your light. It's time to bring your unique gifts to the surface, to stand in your personal power and independence, to transmute any of your fears, any of your doubts, any of old stories, old pains, transmute them all in the holy fire. Maybe the violet flame if you, or violet flame, not violet, violet flame if you work with that. So it's time to shine your light. That is such a beautiful, and she is so Lemuria, the mermaid. Maybe you have a resonance with mermaids. And so I just got the message of the siren's call when I looked at that. So yeah, shine your light, and don't just shine it, but you know, express it to the world. Call out, allow your heart and your energy through this initiation, through this transmutation, allow that light to call out like a siren's call to the universe energetically what you want. You are in this overflow of abundance. You have plenty of opportunities. You have everything is at your fingertips, Spirit's saying. So if you can't see that, it's time to start looking around maybe, and maybe focusing more on gratitude if you're not, because if you're not seeing this overflow of abundance that's coming into your life right now, Spirit's asking you to slow down and see it. It's time for you to shine your light. It's time for you to really step into who, that's what this initiation is about. That's why you have to surrender. It's time for you to really step into more of who you came here to be, to really shine your light. The world needs you. And that's how you do this, by stepping in, by coming into your personal power, by transmuting your fears, by accepting your new unique gifts and manifesting from your heart. Those are all such beautiful messages. And because here again on the bottom of the deck, Realm Bridger, because that's what you are. You bridge between the dimensions. You are here as a starseed, as a new earth ambassador, basically, someone here to create. So you are bridging the energies between the worlds and helping to create this new planet. So it's time to surrender to the divine and also step into your personal power and really, really manifest what you came here to bring. They really want you taking action in the world, physical action in the world, not just dreaming about it at this point. And there's been a lot of that. There's been the time of dreaming. They're also asking me to pull from the Starseed Oracle, which is by Rebecca Campbell, and the artwork is by Danielle Noel. So we'll draw a few cards from there. See what other messages Spirit would like to give to group 2 here, who are manifesting their dreams, stepping into their unique gifts and surrendering to shine their light. What other messages do we have for for the collective energy of pile 2 here. Messages from Spirit. Harath. I never say that right. Harath. Longing for home. Oh, homesick for the stars. So I'm sensing that not a lot of you that are drawn to this reading, that are in this group collectively, are very sensitive beings. I mean, most people that are drawn, that are Lemurian starseeds and have this Pleiadian energy as well, it's often been talking. So yeah, we tend to really miss home, and especially these are very Pleiadian colors, Lemurian as well. So it's okay to be homesick for the stars. Honestly, you can, and just know that we're all here together. We're all here for each other. And as you shine your light more, they're telling me, you will attract more people to you that remind you of home, and you won't feel as lonely as you do sometimes. And you can also, they're also telling me you can star bathe. That means just, you know, laying out under the stars or sitting out under the stars or even just standing out under the stars and allowing yourself to just connect with the cosmos, and if you like to connect with star beings and planets and guides and angels, and allow them to really communicate with you maybe in a way that isn't even conscious, just allowing, trusting that you're receiving energy and downloads from them. And you know, that might help the longing and the loneliness as well. And then, yeah, see more Pleiadian energy. So a lot of you watching are very strong Pleiadian starseeds, and a lot of you are Lemurian starseeds, and a lot of you are both. So big picture thinking, Pleiadian energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So you have a lot of inspired ideas, and it's time to start bringing these into the physical. To stop being afraid of what you have to express. Look at all of these pinks and blues and purples. These are so Pleiadian, so beautiful. And Pleiadian starseeds tend to be very gentle. And it is challenging to step into your light. But it's time, and you are supported not only by the universe, but by me and all the other people out there who are on this path, and there are so many of us, as you know. And so then the next card that came out is Boundaries. It's called Weight of the World, and it talks about boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. So that's another really powerful and beautiful message from Spirit, especially for sensitive beings. Probably a lot of you are HSPs. So there's a lot going on in the world right now, as we know. There's a lot of purging, there's a lot of alchemizing, there's a lot happening, and especially for the sensitive starseeds, we can sometimes take the weight of the world on. Spirit is asking you to have good boundaries in this, not just boundaries in your physical everyday life, but psychic boundaries as well, and mental boundaries, not watching things that can bring you into those psychic energies that are highly dualistic. See this card? So when you do come into these, use fire, use holy fire, use the violet flame, use the power of the divine to transmute. You can use crystals like selenite to transmute the negativity, to release what is not yours to carry. You're here to hold the light. You're not here to get pummeled by the darkness. And sometimes we get confused, especially, like I said, a lot of Pleiadians are very heart-centered, very sensitive, and can long. That's part of the longing that happens for home so strongly, is because this world, as we know, can be very difficult. I have a lot of Pleiadian energy in me too, so I really understand. And it can be a lot to handle. So they're saying have good boundaries in your personal life, but also in your collective life, as far as the news and things, people that you talk to, and the conversations that you allow people to have with you. If they're very upsetting to your system, to your energy system, to your nervous system, it's okay. It's totally okay for you to politely say, hey, you know what, can we change the subject? I don't like talking about this. It doesn't make me feel very good. And most of the time people are really cool about that. So just know that you have that right, that you're here to do some serious transmutation and work on the planet, but you are not here to do that and to get weighed down by all of that. So you have the right to put those boundaries up. That's all the messages from this deck is what they're telling me. So thank you so much, Group 2. I believe this completes your reading. Again, if you're drawn to pile 1 or pile 3, there might be messages for you there as well. And thank you so much for being here and for your beautiful energy. I'm really excited that you are on the planet and to feel all this coming for you. Please, I'm sending you some extra love and light. I hope you can feel it through this reading. I'm sending you so much love and light to help you step into all of this, because we need your beauty and we need your creation and we need your unique gifts now more than ever, and we need you to shine your light. So thank you for being here and thank you for doing that, and please continue to step forward and take care of yourself. Take care of yourself right now. It's a really challenging time for sensitive people. So love and blessings to you. Thank you so much. Hello, Group 3, Pile 3. You were drawn to Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the Lemurian quartz. I hope you can see this because it is really beautiful. I've had this for a very long time, decades. It was my first Lemurian quartz. I have several now. This was given to me when I graduated from a 9-month training that was called Awakening to Your Inner Priestess. They also had a group that was separate that was Awakening to Your Inner Priest. So if you were drawn to this pile, you're drawn to this Lemurian quartz, so you probably have lifetimes in Lemuria or Atlantis, or past ancient earth lifetimes that interacted with these cultures in some form. And you were probably also drawn to the priestess-priest lineages, Isis, Mary Magdalene. So whether you're male or female, it's possible that you resonate with that if you were drawn to this crystal. So we're going to put it up here. Let me move the amethyst. We'll just put it up here for the reading. And then you were drawn to the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Collette Baron-Reid. And with the shell there and the Fibonacci symbol, it reminds me of, the power of sacred geometry and primordial energy of life. So you were drawn to this energy as well. And it also reminds me of ocean energy, especially with the colors. And so it's possible that you're also very connected to the ocean in some way, or cosmic ocean planets, like even on planet Earth, Lemuria, and like Mintaka in the cosmos, or like Sirius B, or the many others that I don't know the names of, and maybe none of us do. There are infinite possibilities out there, but that's what I'm getting if you're drawn to this deck. That there's a part of you that resonates with this, with these energies. So we'll start there and we'll see what Spirit has to say to you. What messages do you need to hear right now that will help you the most on your path? That are, whoa, look at that, for your highest good. We just got all kinds flying out. So we've got no place like home. No place like home. Co-create. Treasure Island. You're telling me this one next. Okay. The Fates. Okay. Time to go. And New Life. All right. Let's see what else we get. So already I'm getting the sense of letting go of the old. Truth be told. So of course, right, energetically, cosmically, we are in that time. And in the other 2 pile readings, that was a theme that came up for both readings of in little different ways, but there was still the reading, the understanding of, and then to be fair. So there's also the understanding that, that we're really in this process of initiation, kind of as a collective in general, of letting go of the old and what no longer serves us. Okay, so the first card, No Place Like Home. So this card is about coming home to yourself, coming home to your authentic self, to the center of you. But this card came out in reverse, so there is a message with this too, as well as letting you know that just because something feels like home, like it's comfortable and familiar, if it is unhealthy and it's not serving your highest good, that this is a pattern that needs to be broken. So when this came out in reverse, it's a protection message in this deck, and that is the message of this card, is that if Spirit is asking you to, sometimes things feel familiar even when they're dysfunctional, and so Spirit is saying, even though that feels familiar, that abuse, that lack of respect, that draining situation, whatever it is, even though that might be the way you were raised, unfortunately, or what you've been involved in for many years and gotten used to, whatever the case, it's time. Spirit is saying it is time for you to go. It is time to walk away from whatever does not serve your highest good right now, in this period in your life, because it is time for you to come home to you. It is time for you to feel safe and comfortable within yourself and within your life. And so that is a huge message. We so many times continue to choose relationships, jobs, beliefs about ourselves, whatever it is, we'll choose from a place of comfort, even though that place doesn't serve us. So Spirit is saying it is time to let go of all of that. Step outside of your comfort zone so that you can really choose you, so that you can choose the life that you deserve. So, and it's time to come home to yourself. And how you're going to do this is through co-creation. You are going to co-create with the divine, and you are being led and supported every step of the way. And it's so interesting because this exact same message has come out with every single pile today, with every single collective reading pile. The message has come out over and over and over again. So I feel like this is highly significant to all of us right now, we are here to surrender and to co-create. And new life is right under here. So this is about not resisting opening up into this new life. This is about co-creating this new life with the divine. And I'm going to read the protective message for this one, this new life in reverse. Can you see what I'm, yeah. So let me hold it up. New life, bursting into new life. In reverse, it's fine. You're still moving into new life. It's just there's an additional message here. And right under co-create, the Spirit's really reminding you and guiding you that this is a co-creative process. You are not in this alone, and that should feel really good. You are being supported. You must acknowledge your inexperience and gently allow yourself to be like the delicate new bud opening. It's okay to admit that you may not know something. You're at the beginning of things, and you haven't yet hit your stride. Be immersed in the newness of it all, and don't try to rush the learning process. New life has its own timetable for maturity. Be here now. Life loves you. So I feel like that is such a beautiful message right there, along with co-create. Trust that even though, so you're stepping outside of your comfort zone here and looking to find home within yourself. Maybe some of you, I do have the sense that this is not true for all of you. Take what resonates, but I feel like some of you are leaving relationships, like long-term relationships that felt like home, but they aren't healthy for you. It's not your true home. So you're stepping into this new life, and regardless of whether you're leaving a relationship or not, you're leaving something. You're leaving an old pattern, an old way of being, and you feel uncomfortable. Nobody likes to feel like the new guy, but Spirit's asking you to, you know, really surrender into this place. And I to share with you on a personal level, I can relate to this, having recently gone through something similar a couple months ago, and just having this, you know, being very surprised by the fact that I had this emotional feeling, this vulnerable feeling of, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know how to operate from this place. I don't know what to expect. And I'm usually, you know, feel pretty solid, and I still did, but those things were coming up in the sense of, like, wow, this is all new. This is new territory. And so Spirit is asking you, whoever you are listening, to really be okay with it. Trust this process. Be okay with with things being a little awkward and vulnerable feeling and new, because you have to move out of this place that's not your true home. So, you know, you have to reverse this to bring it back forward, to find the home within you. And you can't do this in a place where you're not being supported, or where you've outgrown the energies, even if they're just things that you've created and not other people. But it's time for you to walk away from something. That's very clear in this reading, and step into a new life. And it might feel a little odd and uncomfortable, but you know what? This next card, Treasure Island, there is a gift coming. You are going to reap some sort of treasure from this. And I think it's so interesting too that, you know, you see all those beautiful hearts. So it's like love and abundance, these treasures, and there's gold in there too, you know. So I feel like this is representing treasures of all kinds, not just money, not just friendships, jobs, love, health, all of it, like all of the treasures. And this is the reward for feeling uncomfortable, and for walking away from hard things, and for being willing to surrender and co-create with Spirit. This is why you're being guided and asked to do all that, because ultimately this treasure island is waiting for you to, it's just there, it's waiting, it's not going anywhere, you're not going to miss it, it's right there waiting. And I love that it's on a turtle, like that sea turtle, because it's also a reminder of just trust the process. It doesn't have to happen super quickly. In fact, that can be very overwhelming. So even though this path might seem slow, it's like, you know, the tortoise and the hare. It might seem slow, but believe me, you're going to win the race. And everything is in divine timing and perfect. And it's the card right underneath is Truth Be Told. And again, we've got, so do you see the similarities in these two cards with the flower petals and the hearts, both kind of flying out magically? I feel like that's very significant, especially since they're right on top of each other, and even the colors blending so beautiful, like heart and throat chakra, and the red flowers and the red hearts. And so this like balance, and even this deck, you know, two of my favorite colors together actually, red and turquoise. And with the yellow in there too, I really feel like this whole reading is about grounding your expression, your throat chakra. So your throat chakra is the green, is the more turquoise color, and that is your voice, your expression, not just your physical voice, but your expression and manifestation in the world. Green being the heart energy, the heart portal. Yellow being the intellect, the solar plexus, the personal will, independence, ability to manifest. And then red, of course, being the root chakra, grounded, and really bringing it all into this dimension. So all of this, so this abundance is coming for you, this treasure, this amazing gift is coming for you, because you are co-creating with the divine, and you are finding a new home within you, as uncomfortable as it is. And this card represents truth, like your truth, your ultimate truth, not necessarily truth by anybody else's standards, or a truth that can be argued, but like the truth of your soul, the truth of your heart, the truth that you find deep within you. That's what Spirit's asking you to co-create with, to allow this truth to guide you, because it's within this truth is where the treasures lie. That's what they're telling me. So as you know, step into this new life and really, you know, live your truth, stand up for your truth, really walk away from the things that are no longer serving you, and be willing to step slightly outside of your comfort zone in order to receive these treasures. to receive all of this abundance and beauty that is coming for you. And with the card here, the fates. So this is about, you know, what is destined and the experiences of life. And this card also talks about, you know, there are things in our lives that we can control and things that we cannot control, of course. And this card is reminding you that, yeah, some things are fate. So if Spirit is winding something out of your life and it feels like fate, as hard as it is, trust it. Because if there's something happening that you can't control, know that there's something better coming. There's something higher, and only that you are only being asked by the universe to engage with or attempt to manifest with the things that you can control. The things that you can't control, you have to surrender to the divine. You have to release and forgive yourself for anything that doesn't serve you, that you no longer need. So this is also part of that co-creative process, and this is about really just accepting your life. And they're guiding me to tell you about, if you're familiar with the spiritual writer, healer, or teacher named Matt Kahn. His last name is Kahn. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with him. He's pretty popular. But his latest book, I love him. He's just so great and really good at emotional freedom and emotional healing. So, but his most recent book, can't think of the name of it offhand, but if you look him up, you will find all of his stuff. But he's just recently wrote a book that's all about really just kind of trusting that whatever's coming into your life, whether it appears to be good, bad, or in between, is happening for you, that it is happening for something greater to occur, and that some things are fate, and that we can't control fate. We can only control our reaction, our response, where our center is, where our truth is. That's the only thing that we can control. So Spirit's asking you to trust fate. Well, that's not a way to put it, but trust Spirit, basically trust the universe, trust love, trust that you are being guided and protected, and that you live in a benevolent universe, that as long as you believe it, all good things are coming for you. It might be a process where they don't all seem good in that moment, but it's all happening. And so really this is about whatever this treasure island is and whatever you're going through, this is all fated and destined. And she's got the stars all around her and the wings. So you are ready. You are prepared. Fate is blessing you. And I'm really feeling that from this reading. I am, especially since these came out in the upright position in this card, to be fair. So to me, this card is like similar to the Justice card in regular tarot decks. This is about, you know, what you have been building. The rewards are coming to you. You know, if you've been in whatever, you reap what you sow, and you have been, Spirit's telling me that, you know, that's the same thing, like something is coming, this treasure is coming, and it's fate, and it's something that you deserve, because it's something that you have been cultivating and creating for a very long time. So know that this is truth, and that it is, Spirit's telling me that for many of you, it's very hard for you to receive. It's hard for you to receive good things. So open up. Know that that might be the part of this new life that is sort of uncomfortable for you. It's time for you to step to your destined path, and to know that justice is on your side. That all you have to do is choose you and choose your truth. And I say all you have to do as if that's so easy all the time. And also to walk away from the things that don't serve you, you know, to have the courage and the strength to do that. So, you know, there's stars and hearts and flowers and hearts, rose petals and hearts. So there's love and abundance, and it's all there for you. And it's really, I keep getting the message over and over again with this particular spread and with this particular group that's listening, is that you really just have to choose this and know that you are co-creating with the divine, and really get outside of your comfort zone and believe that this is happening for you. Believe that all things are possible, and you know that it could actually be your fate. to have, you know, for things to come to justice. It could actually, that's what Spirit's telling me, it could actually happen to you. This treasure island is yours. This is your truth. And that's what it's time for you to start to embrace. It's time for you to really acknowledge that. That's what I'm hearing. It's really time for you to accept this abundance, to accept that this is your truth. Your truth is Treasure Island. Your truth is abundance. Your home is deep inside of your heart. It is not in these uncomfortable, dysfunctional scenarios. You are fated to have a life that is beautiful, abundant, and trust Spirit to work this out for you, okay? Whatever it looks like on the surface, because I know it can get a little messy. They're guiding me to pull from the Unicorns deck. I have a new deck, but they wanted me to pull from my older deck today. It's by Diana Cooper. So it's the, I'll show you the colored version, the Unicorn cards. Like I said, I just bought her new deck too, but this one's calling me. So this guy came out and, oh, blessings. So count your blessings and the good in your life will multiply. So there's a little hint from Spirit of how when you're feeling stuck, like how do I get out of this? Just be in gratitude. And that has also been a message through the other readings, through the other piles as well, of like, I got that message a few times to remind you all, because I know you know. And this is 3. It's calling me to look at the number here. This is 3. So magic, you know, building creations, creative energy, like building and manifesting. So know that you are blessed and that you have the ability to bring your dreams into fruition. And not just the ability. In fact, it is fated. It is fated for you. Future. Let go of the past and move forward. That being a really key message for you guys, especially with that at-home card coming out right away. So let go of the past. It is your future. Your future is all, look, we have more roses again. That is significant. So the roses in this one and the roses in this one, and there's just so much abundance and blooming and love. Not just romantic love, but love, divine love. The most sacred love, love that fulfills everything, the most fulfilling love in the universe. That is your future. That is the promise. And all you have to do is let go of the past. Closeness. It says your unicorn is very close to you. So maybe some of you resonate with unicorns as angelic guides. They're really beautiful for those of you who are into that kind of thing. I love working with the unicorns. I have since I was little, only of course I didn't know that it was a thing. Manifestation. Focus on a vision beyond yourself and your unicorn will help you. So they're asking you to just visualize too. So, you know, you have these message here of like be in gratitude. Let go of your past. Call on your angels. So this closeness card, even if you don't resonate with the idea of unicorns, if that's a bit too far for you or too much for you, just think of it as angelic guidance. So the first part of the reading, I think they're really talking to you about, you know, the messages you needed to hear about what's going on. And then I feel like these cards are coming out as some steps you can use to help you move through this. And one thing is to be in gratitude, let go of the past, call on your guides and angels. They're close to you. They want to help you, and know that you have the power to manifest. And you do this because you focus on a vision that's beyond yourself, and your guide or angel or your unicorn will help you. And so that is also like the co-creative energy. So you're visualizing and you're giving it over to the divine. That's the co-creation. You visualize what you want and then you surrender the process and any expectations around it. Of course, so much easier said than done, but that's the process. And then last card, but not least here, perspective. Examine your situation from a higher perspective. So there's another card of guidance for you. If you're getting lost on this journey at all, just remember to keep your perspective in that like bigger picture. To ask for help, to be in gratitude, to let go of the past, because you've got this, and your guides and angels are really with you, really protecting you, really guiding you. So I hope you can feel the energies coming as you just kind of gently gaze at this deck. There's a lot of support in here for you. A lot of supportive energies. Because I feel like a lot of you have been feeling kind of lost. Like a little bit stuck, and you know, just with everything that's been going on in the world too, there is this desire to feel like we want to be comfortable, because there's been so much shifting. But you know, trust that you have the strength for this. You're really, this is part of your fate and your guidance. Your angels are close to you. This is what we came for. This is for any of us who are alive at this time. And if you are watching this video or you subscribe to my channel, then you're, you know, definitely on this path of the new earth and ascension, and being a custodian of some sort, or a someone who's guiding and leading this energy forward. So, you know that you have a lot of support here, and that you're not, no one's going to leave you, that justice is on your side, fate is on your side, the treasure island is yours. You just have to stay in your truth, and keep believing in yourself, and keep trusting the process, and keep your perspective high. Stay engaged with your guides and angels. They're telling me journaling could be extremely helpful for many of you listening, and a lot of you are already doing that. Continue to do that. You're on the right path. It's just time for you to walk away from things that are holding you back from this co-created abundance and this destined life, this future that is so brightly manifested. So thank you so much for being here and being a part of this collective, and for listening to this reading. And if any of the other piles resonate with you, feel free to watch them as well. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you. Many blessings.